final word on Liverpool from you guys. Let me know your thoughts. We've been linked again with Livramento, with Marc Guehi, Bukayo Saka. If you've been living under a rock, has signed a new deal. And we need to see what Mikel Arteta has said following our draw, which feels like a defeat against Liverpool. Happy Friday, folks. Big up you lot in the chat. Big up you lot. Hope you'll all start in 2026 in the greatest of ways. Hope you're all doing well and safe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And of course, in some cases, good night. And you'll always tell me to say it. People, Deluded, I'm back again. So yeah, big up yourself. BR, appreciate you. Tamina said, Guehi to Arsenal, bring it, but it's not going to happen until summer. What's Rob saying? He has said, like, subscribe, get notifications on, hype, video, share content, comment in the chat / comments, join the channel, 75k target, and ultimately 100k DG Nation. Rob, you're far too kind. Appreciate your consistent commitment. BR as well in the cut. Great job on Rats today, especially having to defend last night. It was a good conversation, except for the United chest thumping madness at the end. Listen, big up Rants, that's my guy. Unfortunately, he supports the shit team. But yeah, man, I got a lot of time for Rants, man. Probably, well, no, it's not even probably. He is one of the realest in this scene. He's done a lot for, man. He's always someone you can ask. He doesn't have to, and he's never had to, but he's always there to, like, I don't know how you describe it, but like, I would, advice isn't the right word, but like, it's like, if I was going on a journey, yeah, and I've made a journey and it's taken me an hour and somebody else is going on that journey, and I'll say, yeah, you know what, if you go down this road and that road, it might be 45 minutes. He's that sort of guy. So big up Rants, man. I can't imagine you're not, but make sure you're subscribing. Obviously, we are doing an AFCON watch along, so we do have to kind of move through this kind of stuff quick and fast, people. We ain't really got time to delay, people. But yeah, man, if you've been living under a rock, Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein, every journalist under the sun, why are you not charging now, man? You're doing nonsense. You're actually doing nonsense. Well, okay. Every journalist under the sun has said Bukayo Saka has basically agreed a new deal. This was probably going to be something that was going to be agreed anyways. It probably was agreed a long time ago. It's just becoming news to us at this particular moment in time. Unfortunately for us, though, people, it does feel like Arsenal. It feels like a defeat, or the sentiment around the club, wherever it's said, whether it's right or wrong, it's not necessarily positive off the back of Liverpool. So it does feel like it's that thing we do where some difficult news, like a difficult result has happened for us to accept. Positive news kind of comes out. Bukayo Saka has agreed to sign a new 5-year deal at Arsenal until June 31. The verbal agreement has been in place for months and now approved by Arsenal's legal side. Official statement to follow. So you'd imagine, you know, obviously needs to get a pen and put it to paper. They need to do the announcement video and all of that stuff. So that's nice. And you know what? Do you know who I need to big up? Obviously big up Saka and all those things. But shout out to Andre Alberto, man. Like, shout out to Andre Alberto. Bukayo Saka, technically, Trossard and Raya have signed improved deals. Magalhaes, Saliba, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Wanyeri. So much. There's more that I'm missing out. Finally moving like a competent football club. Senegal just nicked it 1-0. Appreciate that, Social Jones. Big up you for keeping me updated with AFCON. I've been living under a rock. Cameroon, Morocco to follow. Man put this out to cover up that stinker PR at its finest. That is a sentiment that is going to be shared with a lot of Arsenal fans. Apparently, Sam Dean of The Telegraph has gone as far as to say, in conversations with other agents and players last summer, Telegraph Sport understands it was made clear by Arsenal's most powerful executives that Saka is the club's franchise player. The message to potential new attacking signings then was clear. You'll be behind Saka in terms of status and in terms of salary. I don't know how I feel about that. As one agent told Telegraph Sport during the summer transfer window, no new signing can ever be given a contract bigger than Saka. Okay, but what if there's a player a bit better than Saka that's going to sign? Big up Saka, deserves his money. I don't care how much he gets paid because he deserves every penny, but don't necessarily agree with that, people. So we'll have to see. Apparently, Arsenal are monitoring Tino Livramento ahead of the summer transfer window. An asking price of more than 60 million was touted last summer, though Livramento will only have 2 years left on his contract at Newcastle come the end of the season. Difficult to price him out at Newcastle. Especially if we get Guehi. You know, I wouldn't be against Guehi and Semenyo, but if you get to Semenyo, apologies, don't know why I said him, Livramento, if you get them, surely that means it's the end of Benjamin White. Do you offer Benjamin White to Newcastle in some capacity, ideally on loan, so that if he shells it down there, they have to buy him permanently? Bring Livramento, bring Guehi, in my opinion, people. So yeah, Saka is here to stay, as you guys know. If this will load, we'll see. Mikel Arteta admits while not beating Liverpool feels like a missed opportunity, Arsenal are still in a very strong position. I agree. I'm not a fan of Gary Neville, but he said, I hope Martinelli has gone into the dressing room and apologized to Bradley. He said sorry. 100% I would expect that. There's competitiveness, emotion. He obviously thinks he's trying to waste time, but you could see it was a bad one. Oh, shut the fuck up, Gary Neville. Like what you was doing with Reyes. You're just an absolute twat. In the heat of the moment, it comes across as time wasting. Bradley has rolled back onto the pitch. He's not a criminal, bro. It's not the first or the last time. Actually, ironically, we just saw Saka signed a new deal, yeah? Saka has signed a new deal. Do you not remember when Saka got injured against Crystal Palace and Lecole did the same thing? Shut up, Gary Neville, man. You see people like you've got no integrity, you know. You've got 0% integrity. Martinelli, pick up yourself. Get well soon, Connor Bradley. I make Onslaught, who has every reason. If anybody has a reason to be pissed off, it has to be Connor Bradley and also my man Slot. Slot's thought says it all. How much is the price tag for Livramento? Apparently, Paulide, we were quoted 60 million in the summer. He's got 2 years left on his deal. Of course, Newcastle are going to charge an arm and a leg. They're going to make it difficult. On a good day, 50 million. Bad day, 60 odd. Is that worth it for Livramento with Arsenal stock in defense? I don't know. DG, apparently Van der Ven wants to leave. Sol Campbell, part 2. I don't know. Just through an inquiry for Livramento, Tonali and Archipong. I can't lie, Tonali's more than welcome to sign for our football club. So that's that. Seems like nonsense in that regards. What do you lot make of all of those things? Yesterday was the first time Liverpool haven't attempted a single shot on target in a Premier League match for nearly 16 years. And yeah, man, that's crazy. This was their last 11, the last time that was a thing. I remember Kai Garkos. I can't remember his name, but yeah, Mascherano's playing right back. Hey, bring back this Liverpool, man. Bring back this Liverpool, not the 11 they've got now. So, yeah, it is what it is. When you look at their average positions in the first half, it shows that Slot did an Arteta on Arteta. Now, I brought out a video earlier today where I kind of went through the tactical analysis stuff. I don't really want to go through the same things again, but go and check that out if you haven't. Across their 2 meetings this season, neither Arsenal or Liverpool created a chance worth more than 0.15 XG. What do you lot make of that? We all know Gyökeres was anonymous yesterday, and such as the majority of the season. He had just 8 touches in 64 minutes against Liverpool. That's the fewest touches he's had in a competitive match for Arsenal that he's played at least 20 minutes in. Apparently, there's concerns growing. Gyökeres was the main culprit for this, often found nowhere near whistling goal-bound crosses. Now, I'm all for, there's clearly a lot of criticisms around Gyökeres. What I don't agree with is this pylon, because you wouldn't think it was Arsenal versus Liverpool. You'd think it's Gyökeres versus Liverpool. Take away Gyökeres, yeah? Cool. If we've had concerns about this guy for how long now, take away Gyökeres, that tells me that minus Gyökeres, we should have won the game. Because Trossard wasn't good. Rice wasn't good. Zubimendi weren't good. Odegaard weren't. Saka had started off good and fizzled out. Trossard the same. My point being, we win, lose, and draw together. I'm not a fan of this whole thing just about Gyökeres. Jesus was equally a shit off the bench as well. I'm not on this. I don't even want to read that, man. You're doing too much. More importantly for us Arsenal fans as well, there could be some terrible developments where Hincapié is concerned. He is set to undergo scans amid fears he has suffered a potential hamstring injury. The Ecuadorian international felt tightness in the area during the second half of Thursday night's goalless draw against Liverpool, and following consultation with Arteta, he eventually went to the ground so that he could receive treatment. The Bayern Leverkusen loanee, who turns 24 today, was swiftly replaced by Miles Lewis-Skelly just before the hour mark. However, the Gunners are now facing a nervous wait to establish the extent of the damage. It's understood there's concern that Hincapié had to complete a sprint after he first initially felt tightness. Oh, so it's Miles Lewis-Skelly as a left back because we don't know what's going on with Calafiori, and we're very close to Timber having to go over there and bring Benjamin White in. Bearing in mind, we're praying that nothing happens with Timber. The first prognosis was that White was likely to miss. Ben White missed that. He was initially expected to miss 4 weeks of action, but the England international responded. Obviously, he was on the bench against Villa, and within around 2.5 weeks, playing the final 7 minutes of the one-sided route. Hincapié started Arsenal's last 10 Premier League matches after shaking off a groin issue earlier in the season, shortly after signing upon the dotted line at the Emirates. The versatile defender, who can play as a centre-back or left-back, had groin surgery at the start of last summer and also needed some time to adjust to Arteta's training methods. He did recently miss the League Cup quarter-final penalty triumph against Crystal Palace after taking a blow to the shoulder during an accidental clash with Calafiori during the 1-0 win against Everton in the Premier League. Sources close to the player note that Hincapié has only ever missed 10 matches, 212 games played due to injury throughout the entirety of his career so far. His body recovers well. You know what's mad? I think every Arsenal fan is used to, we get some durable players that have a faultless injury record. You could say Declan Rice, you could say Kai Havertz, you could say Hincapié, and there's probably some other examples. They never get injuries. For whatever reason, you rock up here, and it's not that you're injury prone. But we become familiar with you getting injuries. Arsenal already stretched at the back as Calafiori muscular and Hincapié ankle are currently sidelined, though Arteta hopes to welcome the Italian back to full fitness soon, possibly next week. We all know Magalhaes has not just soon returned, and we know Timber is, boy, we've had to just do a madness with Timber in it. Thank the Lord for Timber. Some of you, man, a lot of you, man, deserve trophies. And we're going to be on the road now after that game at the Emirates. We'll be the first top flight team in history to play away in 4 games in 10 days. Portsmouth away, Chelsea away, Forest away, Inter Milan away in all 4 different competitions. So the League Cup, the FA Cup, the Premier League, and obviously the Champions League. Every word from Mikel Arteta's press conference. Let's see what he said, people. What are you lot saying in the comments? Salmon or Nichols, one of them will be touching grass soon. We're getting down to our bare bones, man. I take Van der Ven, not going to lie. 90% of the fan base is done with this guy. Liverpool done their job. 2-ish coaches that can coach offences. Joins Arsenal, gets hamstring issues, but it's not training or coaching. Sure, it's just bad luck. Social, you know what? So big up Social Jones because he's always here. He's had enough. Genuinely, he's had enough. What has the gaffer said? Well, obviously, we wanted to win the game. Obviously, we didn't manage to do that in the first half. We were much closer to that with the amount of situations and spaces that we arrived into. Normally, you have to pick someone in the box and it's a goal. We had much more domination in the second half. I don't know about that, but fair enough. Do you lot agree? Maybe I'm chatting. Do you lot think we had more domination in the second half than the gaffer? I might be lying. I don't think so. I think we had more domination in the first half. I think we were second best for the majority of the second. We struggled to dominate the game more through 2 things. One, because we gave some very unnecessary balls away, very unlike us, facts. And that didn't allow us to travel together as a team. Yeah, because as soon as we're winning it, we're lumping it. And I think we were panicking a bit. Like, you know, obviously, anyone that's played football, obviously we ain't played Premier League, but you see Sunday League, yeah? You know, like, you're not defending for your life, but you know when you're defending and obviously you ain't got eyes in the back of your head, you're just hoofing it long. I felt a lot of them things were happening in the second half where I think we need to calm down, as the gaffer kept saying. We needed a lot more communication, just relax. And even that's stupid because as soon as we nick it, we're lumping it back. Van Dijk's clearing up and it's just wave after wave after wave after wave. But yeah, Mick Garvey is saying stop the cap. I hope you're talking about the gaffer, but fair enough, man. Man is done with this ride. Social really at his wit's end with Arteta. Sounds like 1 win in 4. To be fair, going into the season, I'm not quite with that, but I can't begrudge fans if they're kind of done with the gaffer because I think there's many fans that make a lot of like they are. To be honest, they would sleep with Arteta if he asked them in it. And I think there's some people that are committed to hating him. I also think there's those in the middle, some that are a bit more critical on Arteta, a bit more. Sorry for hitting the mic there. A bit more critical on Arteta, a bit more positive on Arteta, but this camp I'm referring to, they're more of a thing where like you need to get over the line. There's no shaming if you're not quite the guy that gets over the line. From when you walked into 2019, if you left in 2026, we're dramatically better. But in the same vein that Wenger had to get the bills paid at the Emirates, you've come in, the academy's pumping talent, we're able to buy players, Berta's come in, we're dealing with contracts, whether people like Josh Kroenke or not, no one can really do the Kroenke out thing. You might need someone else to get over the line. All of these things have to be on the table, evidently, until Arteta and these boys cross the line. Because many Arsenal fans very rarely agree. But a lot of them would look at the squad and say, you know what? That's a good squad. Many people will look at the coaching stuff. We hear good things about Gabriel Heinze. We hear good things about Nicolas Hover. I think many people can see Arteta, you're a good coach. But the only thing now is, are you a winning coach? Because everything, including what he said, has been set up to winning. So until you do that, you can't really get everybody on side. There are some people that in the Arsenal fan base, if he won the Premier League, they'll be like, oh, it's only 1 win in 6. So I'm not even referring to those. P, big up yourself. Big up the members and the moderators, man. Smash the likes and subscribe. So yeah, seems a bit like Cappuccino in my opinion, but Arteta's brought it back with the whole not traveling together as a team thing. And when you don't do that, you're not compact and they start to drop everybody behind the ball and through midfield and back without having any presence in the box, obviously. But they have the ball because I don't think they had a single shot on target tonight. But we struggled more to dominate the game and to be a threat in the opposition box. On chance creation, the movement was there. The arrival was there. The players were there. There are 2 or 3 that they come across and we need to occupy a space that we didn't occupy to score the goal. But in many other occasions, the situation was there. But against Villa, we were excellent at that. And every time we do that, that's why you win those big games. And today we missed that. We were missing that. At least we were so disciplined that we didn't concede absolutely anything against the champions. I think it was more poor finishing. Foxy's not happy with the Livramento links. I don't think we're getting him, but for what it's worth, if he wants to come to the Emirates, we give you a little Benjamin White on loan. Play a season in fitness and come back, man. But anyways, Big up Newcastle. On whether tonight feels like a missed opportunity. Do you lot think it feels like a missed opportunity? Riley, big up yourself. Don't forget, we're watching AFCON in just a few minutes. What's up, DG? This season, Arteta is going to get over the line this season. The competition is not stiff. We are too good, above levels this season. My only issue is we should not invest more on this manager. I hear you potentially on the not invest more thing, but I'm not going to lie. If there's an opportunity to do things in January, we have to. And I think some fans don't shoot the messenger. Arsenal fans, whether you like Arteta or you don't, do you honestly think if we don't win silverware, which I hope this isn't the thing, obviously I want to win silverware. If we don't win silverware, do you honestly think he's getting sacked? I think a lot of you could want him sacked and whatnot, but you know that's not the case. We're winning it all this season. No need to be defeated by a draw. Draws this season don't have the same context as draws last season. All points dropped are missed opportunities. It's simply that the other teams are having the season we had last year with endless draws. Big up yourself, Mike. Boy, I hope you're right. Just win me some trophies, innit? Just win me some trophies, because I don't want to have the conversations in May that we've been having, and no doubt it will be bigger than ever. Arsenal fans have been on knife edge from the beginning of the season, let alone the start of the season, let alone pre-season to now. Every game we win, you know them emotional fans. We're winning it all. And there's a lot of fans who have been proclaiming nobody can stop us. We draw against Liverpool. Those same fans, all the players that they were sucking off, they're all crap. Very few football fans just live in reality. It's a one game at a time thing, man. But I'm preaching to the deaf in that regards. So, yeah, it is what it is, people. What's he said on the missed opportunity? Yeah, every time you don't win, but then we would have been 12, 15 or 20 points ahead. I have to really praise the team and the players individually for what they've done in this Christmas period, because the demands and the schedule is unbelievable. And what they've done, I think, is remarkable. So to come out of this period with all the issues they've had in the position that we are, in our strong position that we are, I think the boys deserve my credit and everyone's recognition. Pardon me, on having our supporters, we'll go again. Thank you so much for the atmosphere again and being always behind the team. That's it. We're in a really strong position. We have to keep going because it's still very early and we need them. On the Martinelli incident, knowing Gabby, if anyone knows Gabby, he's an incredible, lovely guy, and he probably didn't realize what happened. I hope Connor is well. I have a word with him now, with him to understand that, but probably he didn't recognize what happened. Bro, he didn't know what happened. Listen, I hope Conor Bradley's good, but I'm not gonna lie. They're moving like Martinelli shot someone in the face, bro. Like, I'm not trying to hear none of that, bro. He's not even made a mistake, bro. Conor Bradley, my heart bleeds for you. Hope the injury's not too serious. But in the moment, Martinelli is a footballer. He's not a physio. You have been hurt. You've gone down and you've rolled back on the pitch. If the shoe was on the other foot, I expect you to do the right thing. And if you do the same thing, and if you didn't do the same thing, they should be on you. If Arteta fails to win at least 2 trophies this season, he'll have failed massively. 2 trophies that aren't the Prem and Champs exclusively is an underperformance. Run me my quad. I want history. The timing after the embarrassing display last night. If you're old enough, we have seen championship winning football clubs. What we play is not champions winning football. This ain't it. Another thing, Luis Enrique's contract at PSG is almost ending. Berta should be looking because we pay them the same amount of money. DG, good point. If we get an opportunity, we should sign. I would love Luis Enrique, but it is what it is, man. Quad loading, the Gooner channel. Make sure you're following him on that platform. I hope so. But me, you lot have been here. My consistency has been there. There's 4 opportunities of silverware. Of course, I want the Prem. I want the Champs, if not both. Of course, I want to win everything, like every football fan. If minimum, I want the Prem and the Champs. I don't think winning the FA Cup or the League Cup is going to shut people up. Although those same people in May were on this trophy's a trophy when Crystal Palace, this one and that one were all winning. You got 4 trophies. Don't come to North London in May without silverware. I think it's unacceptable. I don't care how you do it, by hook or by crook. The earliest opportunity is obviously mid-season, really, because with the League Cup. And I think people underestimate what that could do for us, what boost that could do, the hunger it gives the boys. No, we have no divine right to be turning down silverware. Obviously, League Cup isn't the biggest and baddest, but I'm 30. I've never seen my team win that. I think the last time we actually won is the year I was born. I could be wrong. Or a year before I was born, 94. So, yeah, it is what it is. I want to win a Prem. I want to retain a Prem. Then my biggest dream would be to start stockpiling some of these European trophies, because let's be real, Arsenal fans, young and old, we're too big of a club. Our club is too massive, too beautiful to have what we don't have in Europe, bro. We should have Champions League. And not that I ever want to be in Europa and all these things, but there's been multiple opportunities. That's just me, though, man. What else has he said? So, yeah, we've gone over the Bradley stuff. I have this feeling since August. I think we all have the same, every manager, every player, every team, because this is the level of this league, and you see how difficult it is. On whether the players find it difficult, what makes me feel is, what it makes me feel is very proud because I know how difficult it is and what they're doing. I recognize what they're doing. It's unbelievable. On Gyökeres's performance, he was in a great position. Sometimes the ball didn't arrive. And as I said, there were situations. Normally, we go into the 6-yard box that was almost with the ball at feet. And normally that's a goal, or you pick somebody and you score a goal. We didn't do that. And that's the thing that today we have to improve. Apart from the things that we did in the second half, that wasn't probably at the standards we're used to. On what he's most proud of so far this season, the desire that they have to win and the consistency they are showing with the schedule that we have in front of us, the situation we have to deal with, I think what they're doing is remarkable. We want to continue to improve and learn, and every game is an opportunity to do that. So tonight, as well as against the actual champions, let's not forget that. They're an incredible team, and today we have to reflect on that. Tomorrow we'll go again because we have another game on Sunday. All we can do is put it behind us, man. We can't be sitting there feeling sorry for ourselves. Big up Renee Slaggers, for signing new deal. Big up Jodie Taylor for being named technical director. Big up the Arsenal ladies. Is there anything else? What? No players spoke after the game. That's annoying. I thought somebody would have. The boys deserve praise for this period. We are disappointed because we wanted to win the game, but I think overall with the domination of situations we created in the first half, we should have come out of that in a winning position. That's the margins of the game. You're not going to dominate the whole game against the champions because they're a real good side. But when we have them there and create a situation where we're having the best spaces to put the ball, find somebody and put the ball in the back of the net, and we didn't do it. Then in the second half, we were very inconsistent with the ball, losing balls that were very unusual for us. I don't know if they were the conditions, the fatigue, whatever it is. And we struggled more to have the right structure and be in the distances that we can press them. If you cannot win it, at least get a point. I think the boys deserve massive praise for what they've done in this Christmas period. To get the results and performances consistently in the manner that we've done it, to come out from this period in a really strong position. On paper, you play every 2 or 3 days, and it's really tough. And the demands that we have to win every single game and the opportunities that we played. Huge congratulations to the players for what they've done in this period, how they've maintained the desire and focus throughout this period, that you can get very distracted and you see how tough it is for every team. Fair enough. Fabrizio Romano on Guehi. Marc Guehi has to decide his future, and the player is taking his time considering all opportunities. Arsenal have been calling over a potential deal in the summer. Arteta is a big fan of the player. This is why Arsenal are interested. Eze gone to another level after not playing. Granted, this was before the game, people. But let's see, because I never read this. His level of desire has gone even higher. The way he trains every day, the way he wants it and wants to do everything that it takes to change my mind and give more minutes has been phenomenal. That is not easy. It's easy to expect it. But with the level of players we're talking about, that is not easy. I'm very confident we're going to see a very different version of Ebbs in the coming months. Fair enough. It depends on the relationships he has with the players around him and the type of game we have to play. It's true he has always been more shifted to the left, whether he has been wide or in that pocket of space. But he has some great games with us playing on the right as well. He has that intelligence and that good as a footballer that he can occupy any space. I am more driven to decide where he plays in relation to the players around him than his position. So does that mean you don't think he's quite functioning off the left with his left back and Rice and indirectly Odegaard and striker, or whether that means on the right? I have no clue, man. We should be winning the League Cup as the first of more to come this season. BG facts. The levels we saw yesterday, his touch was even poor. Liverpool have been piss poor this season. Teta have been embarrassing again, appalling. The thing with this team, we have quality players and big characters. I know we're short hand in terms of manager. And would you let Jesus go and sign Vlahovic for free as his replacement? Imagine, man. Vlahovic and Gyökeres together. Is there a pub that needs any security guards? You know, I can never say the word, but the Tollington. I'm sure that would be good. Nah. Bro, Bradley shuffled his injury self back on the pitch. You're not fooling me with a quotable from the manager. Why is the comments not coming up? Sorry, people. I don't know what StreamYard is doing. If we was playing good football, sure, but this ain't it. Look at our setup. Timber receives more through balls than our attackers. Saka is touchline, Timber in behind. Who's more likely to score? Do you know what's funny? Calafiori and Timber have still had the most up touches in the box of all our players. Our chatting players should spend less energy on the media and interviews and more time on the pitch. I think that's a bit harsh. DJ, I believe we need 2 midfielders. You're not alone. I'd love another 8 and a 6. I feel I've become too emotional in terms of the manager. I want the best for Arsenal because it's been 1.7 billion investment. We need Champions League. But we need a parade. League Cup is nice, but it's not a parade. Yeah, we're not doing no parade for that. FA Cup minimum in terms of a parade. We all know it's the Prem and the Champs. That's really what we're on in it. But I think you save a bit of face if you win a cup. I still think many fans would want you gone, Arteta, if you win the FA Cup or the League Cup. But at least you could do the trophy's a trophy thing. You win the Premier and the champs, everyone has to shut up. Sell Jesus to Saudi and sign Igor Thiago. But you see the thing with Igor Thiago. Is he one of them that's you're here to stay and you've announced yourself? Or are you one of those that seems like a sure bet because you're doing well at Brentford, you signed them for another club and they start stinking up the gaff? Man said Vlahovic and Gyökeres together as club bouncers. Bro, imagine. And I back them, but nah, man. It's a no from me. It's too horrible to watch. Aesthetic merchant settings is too horrible. What's this? Should we read this interview? See what Arteta said? How long is it? This was before, to be fair, this was before the match, people. But in terms of making sure we don't miss everything, we're just going to read the quotables from the gaffer, man. What has he said? Yeah, we know about injuries and all of that. What has he said? I always do an exercise. He asks what he asked Gyökeres before he arrived at the club. I always do an exercise with the players. With Victor, you come to a new country. Do you speak the language? What is your family situation? Because there, with your family, you are very protected. But you come here and he's on his own and he needs to live 5 months in a hotel. Then you start to come here and the schedule changes. You have to play every 3 days in the most demanding league in the world that you've never played before. Then it's a different system, a different methodology, different teammates, and a 9 needs that synergy and that chemistry with them. Then you come to environments, the pressure, the expectations. So it's a lot of factors to handle. And they're really young men, but they all have an amazing attitude towards it. Okay. Noni has played a lot of games. Eze has played more games with us now than he's ever played before January. If they have any doubts, you have to give them clarity. Paint the context of the reason why they're here and the way they are contributing. And the way we've been incredibly good to handle and to manage because they want it badly. They know that with the squad we have, there are going to be moments for all of them. When you have it, take it. That's what they've been doing. My judgment on the players is understanding how he's fulfilling his role. Kepa, 10 out of 10, unbelievable. Christian Norgard, unbelievable. Victor, very good. Okay, he can score more goals, but all the other aspects, extraordinary. The same with Marino. Rice is doing incredibly well, but he's playing a lot of minutes. When someone else is playing less minutes, then Mikel has to play as a 9. It's extraordinary. The thing that are non-negotiable are attitude, the energy, and the willingness to support the team. All this has to be done. Fair. It always raises the bar. In training, the standards are higher. I think you learn as well from your teammates with all the qualities they bring, the way they operate, the way they do all the things. That is really good. Okay. What else have you got? We have to be very smart when asked about Saka's rotation. The amount of minutes that he has played, the load that he's going through as well. It's unique at his age, I would say. And since he started with us, I've wanted to protect him to get the best out of him, which is the ultimate goal. Okay. It's against the champions. It's a massive game for us. It's special. It's different. So, yeah, obviously, this was before the Liverpool clash. If you've been living under a rock, Arsenal are in discussions with Kai Havertz regarding a contract extension. The proposed 1-year addition would extend his current deal set to expire in 2028 to 2029. Early talks have not included any mention of a salary increase. Positive progress reported as the club looks to secure the German international's long-term future. Apparently, Bournemouth are interested in Nwaneri and are open to a loan until the end of the season. A loan is seen by those close to the player as unlikely in this window. Nwaneri is understood to feel he can learn more as part of a serious title challenge and is content to be patient and assess his situation at the end of the season. Arsenal and AC Milan have made phone inquiries about centre-back Romeo Ritter, 17. The player has a contract at Borussia Dortmund until 2027, but it's unclear if he'll extend it. So let's keep finding the stars of tomorrow. We've been linked with Bukayo as well. Apparently, we have submitted an inquiry over a potential deal for PSG winger Bukayo, who has been heavily linked with Premier League clubs. He could be open to leaving PSG if the right offer arrives. Chelsea were keen to acquire him before his move in 2023. Arsenal and Liverpool have emerged as possible suitors for the 23-year-old. In fact, both clubs have now inquired about a transfer for Bukayo this year. Bukayo has 2.5 years remaining on his current PSG contract. The French Giants are reportedly set to schedule contract extension talks as they look to time down to fresh terms to end reports of a departure. Arsenal and Liverpool are both eager to pounce on his current situation as they look to finalize the signing of a new left winger. PSG insists that he isn't for sale. And apparently, in addition to Bukayo, Arsenal and Liverpool are both interested in RB Leipzig wonder kid Jan Diomande, who's been tipped to leave the Bundesliga outfit for a fee in excess of 100 million. A lot to spend on someone that's largely talented, but unproven. And he's got interest from Spurs, Real Madrid, PSG, United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Munich, Barcelona. Played in America, went to Spain, in Germany, and now could be to move to England or somewhere else. At 19 years of age, surely you need a bit of stability. Clearly, they're going to price him out. I don't think I've seen enough to be talking about 100 odd million. but fair enough if you think he is worth that. Rangers have surged past Celtic and Arsenal in the race to sign BK Hacken midfielder Silas Anderson, according to a report. How old is he? 21 years of age. Apparently, we've been scouting him as well as Forrest. All right. Maybe you were good. Maybe you weren't. Maybe there's profit to be made. Anyone having Vinicius Jr.? Chelsea have apparently sniffed around that. He's contracted until 2027. We know when these things come out, that he's probably going to sign an extension somewhere. He's going to shatter the wages. And we just looked over the Saka stuff. He's going to cost a lot more than Bukayo, isn't he, people? So, yeah, man, it is what it is. According to reports from Frishans, I cannot say that, Arsenal submitted an opening bid of 52 million for Real Madrid winger Rodrigo. The Gunners view him as a versatile attacker to bolster their front line, offering regular minutes and a prominent role. Romano reports he will 100% stay at Real Madrid this January with the player, agents, and Xabi Alonso aligned. No exit planned mid-season. Long-term interest remains credible, but treat the bid claim with caution for now. So it's just was really. What's James Baines said here? Martinelli turned down a move from Arsenal last summer. Through my journalistic work during last summer's transfer window, I clearly felt that he was fully aware of the idea that with his focus on breaking into the Brazil squad and proving himself for a World Cup spot, leaving in 2025 might not be the smartest decision. Andrea Berta wants to sign another forward in 2026, and that could mean Martinelli playing time becomes more limited. Perhaps after the World Cup and perhaps after putting in a brilliant World Cup performance, some clubs, Bayern for example, might call and inquire about Martinelli. What do you lot make of that? Once again, we've been linked with Livramento. Trossard was named December Player of the Month. He did his thing. Miles Lewis-Skelly now completely finished at Arsenal. Shut up, man. Shut up. He's fallen down the pecking order. And to be honest, if Miles Lewis-Skelly isn't going to play as a centre mid, if we did sign Livramento, you probably need you and Wanyeri could go out on loan. But such as the injuries, you just never know in this life, people. So that seems to be everything. Is there anything else of note? Let's change this to the last hour. Saka signed the new deal. Saka, Boombaye. Where's all the stuff you lot saw about Van der Ven? And even Henry Winter, he's a pussy, He started doing this article thing about Martinelli, trying to demonize the guy. He desperately wants to leave. To be fair, why wouldn't you want to leave Spurs, mate? Get out of there. And Romero, get out of there. I swear Romero tried to cut last year. Oh, what's this? Oh, I was saying, what's this? This is my video. Even me, I can't keep up with the vids I'm bringing out, people. So, yeah, if you want to hear any thoughts about Liverpool, that's that. And don't forget, we're watching AFCON very shortly, people. So, yeah, man. Oi, Richard, big up yourself, my killie. Appreciate the super chat. Big up my mods, man. Fake outrage and rage bait by Roy, Legbreaker Keane, and all the scumbags. Gary Neville rubs me up the wrong way. Martinelli didn't injure the player, so why incite the fans? Richard, you're speaking facts, but it's the Arsenal tax. It's the thing of he did it against them. It's as simple as that. Because how many times have our players been injured by other players and they weren't demonized? Not even Shawcross was demonized. Do you remember when Saka got injured at Crystal Palace and Lacour did the same thing, push man off the pitch, and then he was out? Nothing was said. Martinelli is not a physio. Bradley's rolled his way back on the pitch. My heart bleeds for Bradley. Even if I was injured, I rate Bradley. I like that shithousery. If I was injured playing professional football, I'm trying to roll back on the pitch and waste time. Anyone that was part of my watch along, you saw my thoughts. Martinelli did the right thing. And that's probably the most exciting thing any Arsenal player did last night, man. All this demonizing is moist. Obviously, you know how social media is. People are probably in Martinelli's DMs. Unfortunately, one thing I hate is the media, because we know in society, let alone life, the media controls the narrative. We all know they're chatting shit, but if they all say Martinelli's a prick, people start believing it. And even got some Arsenal fans saying, that's foul. Shut up, man. But love for the super chat. And you're right. Roy Keane needs to allow it. To be fair, I'm not even on to Roy Keane. It's Gary Neville. R.I.P. Reyes. Are we forgetting? Honestly, are we forgetting? Joke, man. It's almost as frustrating as when these players sit there and say, pundits sit there and say, these players are money grabbers. When 9 times out of 10, you lot all come out with stories, whether it's George Graham, Sir Alex Ferguson, all these guys, and you lot say you're underpaid. These lot are hypocrites, man. Absolute hypocrites. But they're, like you said, the rage bait, the outrage, it's all about engagement and algorithm hitting, man. Pussios, man. Pussios, broski. Would you take the wide forward from Leipzig? Where are we with MLS? He has looked off it as late. Not sure if it's the lack of games. I think it's the lack of games in a bad moment and all of that. But the thing is, it's going to have Lewis Skelly, and this is from someone who's his biggest fan that's probably not related to him. He's going to have to get with it. His chance is coming. I don't know how long, if Calafiori's out, for how long. Hincapié the same. With us playing on Sunday, surely Mikel Arteta's press conference is either happening now or tomorrow. So if he does want to shed some light, we'll learn. But there's on paper, if I just, as a fan, I'm not expecting to see Calafiori or Hincapié. Miles Lewis-Skelly definitely going to start against Portsmouth. The Wednesday against Chelsea. The Saturday, which you'd imagine one of the two others will be back, against Nottingham Forest. We're very close to right back. Timber go over there. And if you're not doing that, you might have to start looking at the young players, man. I don't think the young players, them, like the other ones, like the Knuckles and all them, man, are lit. As for the wide forward at Leipzig, it's a summer thing, man. They're going to cost us an arm and a leg. And I like him. I don't think he's worth the outlay at this. I don't think he's worth 100. There's bare Arsenal tax. Please don't ride with the ops when the whole world is against us. Trust me. DG, where's Malik Fofana? And do you think Endrick could still get his boots back? Endrick's gone to Lyon. Lewis Skelly, future England star. We all know the media, how they treat my football club. Tell them again. And this is why I tell people not just stop. But I know it's difficult. It's easier said than done. But ignore it. I know it is. Because again, for a team, this ain't my fault, but they call us bottlers, right? They say we're nothing. They say many things about my football club. And we're not on nothing. Our manager's crap. The players are crap. Bottlers, this and that. We ain't won the Prem in 20 years. Why do you lot talk on us consistently? Because it's you lot that say that Arsenal fans have said we can win the league, but it's you lot that make out that we're inevitable. Like it's you lot saying nobody can catch us and that, and then you're talking to us about these things. This is why at this point, people, honest to God, and I say this to most balanced Arsenal men and women, young and old around the world, wherever you are and what you look like. And I say this with love, because if you're here, you're clearly a balanced individual. I genuinely feel, and I'm including myself in this, we're at the point, if we're getting angry with what Gary Neville, all of these guys, the people that get their 5 minutes of fame on Sky Sports chatting nonsense, the blogs, the YouTubers, I'm not saying it's not frustrating, but if we're watching this, engaging with it, and we're getting vexed, we need to blame ourselves because we're arguing or getting entertained by idiots. And we're the real idiots because they don't know they're idiots, and they probably do. Remember, I've got a background in media, and I've been in this game about 9 years. It's 10-year anniversary last year. I have been there when people say, I believe this. When the camera turns on, I'm going to say something else. Half of these people don't believe a damn thing they're saying, Half of them don't believe it. We live in a world where some people off camera think, Arteta's the best thing since sliced bread. You get on the camera, you're slagging him off, and vice versa. Why? Horse to the algorithm. And again, I ain't telling you how to pay your bills. I get it. The game's the game. The shit is WWE. You don't do what you need to do. But Arsenal fans, I implore you to air it, man. Big up Miles Lewis-Skelly, but football fans are fickle. After all the fans waffling about Skelly, they're on him now. They're on Odegaard now. They're on Saka now. Everybody and their dog wanted Gyökeres. They're on him now. And I'm not talking about positive criticism. You know how extreme opinions are. This is what football fans do. 1 minute you're a hero, the next you're a villain, then you're a hero again, and it just the best striker archetype. I don't know that word. That succeeds in the Prem are tall and technical strikers like Isaac Ikitike, Volkmaar. We got more problems than Lewis Skelly. You had a shit game, that's it. Get with it, man. Never snaking Miles Lewis Skelly. 49, Lewis Skelly. Form is temporary, class is permanent. Looking like he's lacking rhythm, not been afforded that. But it's another test for a young player because unfortunately, as much as you look out of rhythm and you just were playing poor yesterday, unfortunately, you got to take your 45 minutes, your 10 minutes, your 20 minutes, whether that's the only way you're going to get more football. Because reality is, Calafiori's not put a foot wrong. He's ahead of you. Hincapié is ahead of you. These are international footballers bought for X amount and more, significantly more experience. This is what's going to go against him in his position, Wanyeri in his position. Obviously, Dalman's 15, 16. And where is he? They told us he's out for 2 months. It's January now. That's going to go against him. You've got that Rio and Ngoma at Liverpool, and there's plenty more. You got City, got a bunch of kids on their bench. This is something that happens, man. I know it's hard when major honours are on the line, but just be patient with the likes of MLS and Wanyeri. The chatter from fans is more likely to sink the players than any poor performance. One thing that doesn't surprise me, what doesn't scare me, I think Miles Lewis-Skelly's mentality is out of this world, and I think the same with Wanyeri. Like, I don't think they're gonna live or die by what people have to say, man. So yeah, it is what it is. I am an Arsenal fan. DG, the reaction on this Martinelli situation has me sick. For years, I've seen people commit crimes against our team. Eduardo, Diaby, Ramsey, and there's more of this issue. But Martinelli makes a woeful mistake and they crucify him. That's why I'm on this us against the world thing, man. Like, it's us against them. They don't like us anyways. They don't rate us anyways. Say what you want. Fuck you lot. We're going to war, innit? And if they think us Arsenal fans are unbearable, we need to give ourselves some ammunition to be unbearable. But for the footballing world, you better pray Arsenal don't win silverware. God forgive you lot and have mercy on you lot if we win the Premier League, because that sure as hell won't. And that's me in Premier League mode. You don't know how much the champs means. If I, in my 30 years, at some point witness my team win the champs, not one of these pagans can talk to me. Give me one midfielder, a DM, because Rice is now not a DM. We need an engine, man. Ideally, I think we need 2 centre mids. If it was up to me, I'd like a Santi. I don't know who, but I'd like a Santi Cazorla. I wouldn't mind a Rangers type. I think we need an engine. I don't think we're going to find another Rice, but I think I've been saying that. And I think yesterday showed a couple of things. Beyond the obvious talking points we've had, I think we need an engine. I think we need some players with a bit more je ne sais quoi, because there is a reality where we could have, a bit of quality from somebody and we get out of there, innit? Liverpool the same. We need that. We need that moving forward. 49 is Garnacho's number 2. Do you think Arteta could go after him in the summer? I mean, he's at Chelsea. We've seen it before, but I'm scared. Do we see an exit if Guehi comes in MLS, maybe on a permanent? I don't think so, but the club might look at it and say it's 100% profit and that. I don't think so, though. Isn't Eze like Santi Cazorla? No. When have you seen Eze? Seriously, I'm not buying Eze, but when have you seen him dictate the tempo of a game in that manner? I'm not buying him, but when have you seen that? No. We have Eze and Ethan. Just add Fabio Ruiz. We're good. Sell Marino. He's one of our best strikers. I'm hoping to see major rotation against Portsmouth, but BG, can we afford to? Right, as mad as it is. Because I would love Marley Salmon, for example, to play right back, but you're playing the championship side, and I don't know how Portsmouth approach this, as I was saying on Rancy's stream, because they're fighting for their lives in the championship. Obviously, FA Cup tie against Arsenal, staying in the championship. You're going to put your eggs in that basket, right? So maybe they play a weak inside, or maybe they think, you know what? Get the fans behind us. They're coming to our backyard. We've got nothing to lose. If we beat Arsenal, there's headlines. If they beat us, not really. Are you going to be on it? Kepa in goal, Ben White right back, Miles Lewis-Skelly left back. Centre half is where it gets a bit political. Do you go with Marley Salmon and one of the more senior ones, or do you go Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba, put the game to bed, wheel them off? Midfield, what? Marino, Norgard, Eze? No, Marino, Norgard, Wanyeri. Even that, I don't think he's going to do that. Marino, Norgard, Wanyeri, Eze on the left, Madueke on the right. You know what? You're probably better off playing your careers. Hopefully, he gets a goal in 45 minutes to an hour. But Gabriel Jesus, we should have seen MLS in the 8 in-game sub to take the pressure off Zubi. Would have loved that, but I've come to accept that, at least for this season, we're not seeing that, bro. Player of the year for me, Zubamendi has been so influential in getting more from Rice and allowing the midfielders to push forward more. His long ball and clever runs also have been fun to watch. Players of the season so far for me from an Arsenal perspective. In no order, Declan Rice, Magalhaes, Timber, Calafiori, and big up Trossard. Everyone, a couple other men have had moments. But yeah, I'm laughing. Lewis Kelly is 19. Eze is 18. Sorry, Wanyeri's 18. Okay, we know people want clicks. You can't get clicks without talking Arsenal. DG Arsenal is money maker for all the football industry. Without Arsenal, no money. Exactly. We keep the light bills on. And until we as a society, not just with Arsenal, but in other situations, reach where we know somebody's chatting shit and ignoring it, boy, what happens if Gyökeres fails to score against Portsmouth? Failed to score against Port Vale? Boy, we're here, innit? Is there such thing as another Santi? There will never be a Santi, but in terms of that skill set, can dictate the tempo and just regulate, because that's a form of defending. That is, I don't think we have that. Attack is a form of defense and taking the sting out of the game. I use the Santi term loosely, but you get the point. On that note, though, people, let me run and get this very stream sorted, people, because Cameroon versus Morocco is in a sec. It's a quick turnaround, probably going to be late, but yeah, we have to do that. I appreciate you lot. Happy Friday and that. Last thing, play Glock. This game might actually work for him. Wanyeri, Eze, Norgard, Marino, MLS, Ben White. We are not set up for a striker. It's the formation and the mentality. Let's just deal with Arsenal on Sunday, man. But big up you lot. Stay safe. Stay blessed. For those of you that are going to join me for AFCON, make sure you come and join me. It's a quick turnaround, but for now.